Say hello to my little friend!
It is inevitable! I'm trying to build an alliance here.
Oh, you and me? Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh, home run! You threw him out the window! So we saw Emery Chew's side of this. Now we are seeing Wolfie Chew's, which, yeah, I think this is our first like Wolfie Chew video that we've ever like watched, even though it's a continuation of the Emery Chew video. Which, if you watch that, then you know that me and Nick both have our experiences with like betrayals and all that. Although betrayal, yeah, and by betrayal I mean girlfriend betrayal, because even though some of those experiences, I think shaped me and sort of made me into the person I am, I don't think that they're a hindrance on my life. I look at those like, well, that was a learning experience. Okay.
Yeah, I try to learn from whatever went down.
Yeah, same.
If nothing else, I've learned a lot of red flags to look for.
Yeah. I've learned, like, sometimes you cannot overcome ignorance and bigotry, which that's how that goes, man. It's everywhere, and
sometimes it's just doomed to fail from the start. It wasn't really your fault.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta look for the red flags.
Yeah, also look on the brighter side. Hey, there's, you escaped a situation where you could have become trapped. So, either way, though, now we're on to embarrassing couples stories. So, I would say, like, one of my more embarrassing ones was when I was with my girlfriend, like, that I had for 6 months. I'm not going to really name her name on here. I probably said her name on here, in which, I hope no one really researches that. But, anywho, we were out eating one time, and I basically sat down, and part of the tablecloth got caught up under my leg.
Oh.
And here's the thing, I didn't notice this. I'd been sitting there for a solid, 15, 20 minutes, just, digging into the appetizer, drinking a drink, sitting there having conversation with her across the table. And then I go to stand up, and I bring myself over to, like, stand up, and all of a sudden, I pull the whole tablecloth, like, halfway off the table. Like, one side of it comes up and over, and the rest of it just, like, gets caught up from, like, the flower thing, the decoration in the middle gets caught on that. And I'm just like, and all of a sudden, like, it made such a loud noise, and then all of a sudden, everyone in the restaurant just, like, stopped and stared at me and her. And I was just like,
whoops.
Sorry about that. Anyway, I pulled the tablecloth back, readjusted as best I could, and the entire time she was just sitting there just, like, snickering and laughing her ass off. And I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Like, it's not fun. Okay, it's kind of funny. But yeah, it was about a crowd of like 40 people that were in there that stopped and stared.
I don't really have any good embarrassing stories.
Oops.
That I can think of.
Oh, really? Huh. You gonna say no, like, awkward interactions or anything like that, or?
It must be that either I haven't really had anything go that badly, or I blocked it from my brain because it was too embarrassing if it did.
Fair enough.
I can't think of anything.
I remember, like, one time we were at this, like, Mexican restaurant, and they brought out the hot plate, that had, like, it was wood, but had, like, the cast iron in the middle of it that, just got pulled off the grill. And me, being an idiot, I grabbed onto the handle on the side to try and, like, adjust it around. I was like, oh, cool. Hey! God!
I guess the closest thing that I could say to...
I'm a numbskull, guys.
To being, like, embarrassed personally... But she didn't think it was anything that I should have been ashamed of, and she said that it was still all good and everything. Is whenever, I think it was the first Valentine's Day maybe that me and Rachel originally dated.
Oh.
I invited her over to my house and I tried to cook food for her. And I cooked like a whole meal and everything, and then like sat down to eat it with her, and I started eating it, and I was just like, man, this isn't very good. I was like, this is really bland, like, and just meh. But she apparently was like really like okay with it, and liked the fact that I decided to do that. So
That's good,
she tried to like, you know, talk me up and be like, it was good, and I was like, it really wasn't. I tasted it, it was bland, but thank you for trying to, you know, build my confidence, I guess. Like,
well, I mean, hey, at least you had that. At least you had her basically there to try and be like, hey, you know, thank you for the effort. You know, thank you for trying to, you know, cook for me. And
she's a really sweet person.
Yeah. Well, yeah, after meeting her, I'm just like, yeah, she is kind of a sweet person. She's got a good heart. She's very eccentric, which...
Unless you cross her. If you cross her, she'll destroy you.
Oh, yes. Which is why I've tried my hardest to avoid that, which... if you see this, Oxy, hi, don't kill me, please.
I don't think you've done anything that would
I don't think I've performed any transgressions that are worthy of me getting axed, but I guess we'll see. Either way, though, we have some embarrassing couple stories here from Wolfie Chew and Emery Chew. Let's go ahead and get them up on screen, and let's laugh at their embarrassment. Ha ha!
I am the kind of person who does a lot of embarrassing things, usually caused by clumsiness. And being in a relationship means that the other person in the relationship is usually there to witness all of these things.
After this video, you can check out my part of the collab over on my channel, where Wolfie and I each share one more story, illustrated by yours truly.
My friend Emmy Richu and I were talking about this, and I think by this point we're both pretty well known to be very clumsy. Because of this, we've had a lot of embarrassing things happen in both of our relationships as well. Like this one time where I was with Jordan outside. I think that this one happened on Valentine's Day.
Aww.
At one point, I leaned in to kiss him, but as I got really close, I suddenly burped right in his face. My burps are very random. I have no control of them. They happen with no warning, but he didn't know that at the time. It took him a moment to understand what had just happened as well. Like, he couldn't believe I'd really just done that to him. And now he loves telling other people that story too. It's so embarrassing.
Poor Wolfie. Oh, honey. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Sometimes the human body kind of just does what it wants. It's like, all of a sudden it's like, oh, you're trying to have an intimate moment, and your stomach's just like, allow me to interject.
It brings up a story to my brain that I actually can't recount, like, for people, like, because it was my manager from GameStop, and Elizabeth had told me about it, Shane.
Oh God.
But it's not safe for YouTube. But let's just say it involved an intimate moment, and something unfortunate happened, and it was funny.
Okay, this one didn't happen to me. It happened to Micah. Micah told me this story. This is when he was working at a certain. Okay, it was Bass Pro. He doesn't work there anymore. But while he was working there, he was often paired with this one girl who was very, let's just say, voluptuous, and she was very, very top heavy. Anywho, she basically was like up in this boat that Micah and her were charged with, like, cleaning out, making sure it was ready to go on sale because someone had just brought it in and sold it to Bass Pro, so they had to go and clean it and everything. And Micah was down on the ground, like, scraping underneath. She was up on top, and she was, like, cleaning upstairs. And then all of a sudden, Micah looks up, and he's just like, hey, I was going to say, you need any more cleaner? I'm going back in. And all of a sudden, she comes over, and she leans against the bars that are there on the, or she leans one arm on the, where the driver's seat is. It's got the little window, and she leans the other one on, like, the canopy that goes over top. And as she leans forward like this, all of a sudden, her top two buttons pop. Just like, and here's the thing. She's like, holy shit. And Micah was just like super gentlemanly. He was just like, he like unfurls his jacket, which he had tied around his waist, and he's just like, you need that? And she basically wore his jacket the rest of the day until she could get back inside and get another shirt to put on. But needless to say, you know, they weren't a couple or anything like that, but embarrassing things happen. These things happen, and when they do happen, you know, you gotta laugh at them. I mean, you gotta have fun and just like be like, yeah, oh gosh, so stupid, so silly. Because otherwise you're just gonna like constantly think about them when you're like laying in bed at night. You're just like, and your brain's just like going through and sifting through your brain. It's just like, hey, you remember that embarrassing thing that happened? Yeah, I'm gonna make you relive that right now. And your brain, and you're just like, stop it! Just
Most
stop
of mine were from when I was in school at different times.
Oh. Anyway, back to this.
Zing. Most of the embarrassing stories that I picked for this video just happened to take place in the first year of our relationship, which made them so much worse at the time as well.
Aww.
Like, there was one time, it was actually New Year's Eve. Jordan and I were going to a friend's house to celebrate with some other people. I was still living with Jordan in his parents' house at this point. We'd been there for about 2 months. While I was standing at the front door waiting for Jordan to get ready, I noticed that my shoelace wasn't tied properly, so I just bent down to fix it. When I stood up again, I hit my head really hard on something above, which fell off the wall and crashed loudly at my feet. It was this really pretty wall ornament that looked like half a birdcage filled with mirrors and candles that belonged to Jordan's parents. I had always been a bit nervous about breaking this specific ornament because it stuck out from the wall a bit, and I'd almost walked into it a few times already, but I could not believe that this time I'd actually broken it. Jordan and his dad both came running at the sound of the crash and saw what had happened. I just started crying because I felt so bad. I just kept apologizing over and over, and Jordan's dad was trying his best to reassure me that it was okay. He said that I'd been thinking of replacing that ornament anyway, which I'm pretty sure he was just saying to make me feel better. It was so awkward. Even after leaving the house to go celebrate the new year, I couldn't stop thinking about it for the rest of the night.
Oh no! I'd like to imagine that while everyone was doing the end of the year countdown, all excited, the image of you potentially destroying a family heirloom was just playing on loop in your head like a bad war memory. I'm glad they were chill about it though.
Okay, Annie, let's hear your story.
Alright, so funnily enough, my embarrassing moment is also involving my significant other's dad. So this moment happened when I was visiting Diaz in the summer and meeting his parents for the very first time. Big moment. As you can imagine, kind of intimidating. I was determined not to make a total fool of myself, and honestly, things were going really well. They were super nice, and they had a really cute patio where we could eat and enjoy the summer air. Separating the patio from the inside of the house was this sliding screen door. You know where this is going.
Yep.
So while we were setting up for lunch, I'd picked up one of the plates and headed to the patio outside. And I don't know if maybe my head was filled with nerves or if I was too excited to eat to pay attention, but I immediately slammed right into the screen door, thinking that it was already open. When I turned around to see if anyone had noticed, Diaz's dad was staring right at me, and he just says, "You know, people usually open the door first." He had a good laugh about it, though, so I'd like to think I still made a good impression.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who had an early embarrassing parent story. It's so hard at the time because all that you want is for the parents to like you, and then stuff like that happens to us. I've got this story, which I think is the most embarrassing thing that's happened to me in front of Jordan. So we were driving home together from a little trip that we'd just been on. We actually went to the Opera House in Sydney to see a Harry Potter orchestra of the second movie. It was amazing. They played the whole movie.
Wolfie. Damn. Going to Australia. Shit.
And there was a full orchestra playing along to it. We had the best time. But anyway, we were on our way home. It was just us in the car having fun and singing along to different songs. We'd stopped a bit earlier at a small food place to get something to eat and some milkshakes, and since then we'd been driving for maybe about an hour. It was all good and nice until all of a sudden I got hit with a really sudden and strong realization that I really needed the bathroom. My stomach started hurting really bad. I knew straight away that this was going to be a problem because we were driving on the highway in the middle of nowhere. There were barely even any road lights. I asked Jordan casually when the next bathroom stop was, and he was like,
What? But we only just passed one. The next one is like 40 minutes away. Can you wait?
I've never felt more doomed in my life. This also happened pretty early into our relationship, so I was still kind of shy in front of him and about asking him for anything. I wanted to be like, oh, that's okay. That's not too long. But I was quickly feeling worse and worse. The pain was so bad. I think I had food poisoning, and I knew that there was no way that I'd be able to wait 40 minutes to get to a bathroom. I was trying to not sound desperate, but was still asking him, surely there must be one closer along the way. But then Jordan paused and he said that there was one place, but it was what he calls his nightmare stop. It's this really creepy looking rest stop on the road that he once had a nightmare about.
Oh, hell no. I was gonna say,
it's this
hell no.
really creepy looking rest stop on the...
Dude, you want to know that's the interest? Okay, on our way back from Cleveland, when we had to stop at that one between like where the the
toll booths
were, and I stopped at the ATM to get money so that we wouldn't have to like pay a fine or anything like that. I go in, I look all the way up and down the road are all these trucks with their lights off, and then there's this one rest stop. I go in there. And there is nobody. It is dead. I go up to the little ATM. Doot, 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 doot. I get the money, and I'm just like... It was so quiet. It was so eerie. And then as I was leaving, I actually like wanted to play a joke on Nick. I was just like, yeah, there were a bunch of bodies in the bathroom, dude. I didn't know what to do. And Nick, I think you were
been like,
I think you were too tired at that time. I think you were just like, yeah, bullshit.
Did you actually say that?
Yeah. You not remember?
I was probably just like, yeah, okay.
Okay. Oh gosh. But I was trying to be funny. But dude, I'd never been on that road. Well, I'd been on that road, but I'd never been to that rest stop. And needless to say, it was just like, we're gonna die. I'm gonna die. Because all these, like, it was at least 40 big rigs up and down the road and in the parking lot of this place, and there was just, like, no one. I know they were all probably asleep in the back of their long-haul trucks or, like, out in the bushes having a soup, you know, doing the soup kitchen. Sorry. But, either way, yeah, it was an interesting time.
All of a sudden, you're walking by one of the trucks and you're, hey, boy, it's been quite a while since I've seen a lot lizard.
And then,
make some money.
I'm just passing through.
Yeah, sure, that's what they all say. Don't worry, I'm not a cop.
Good for you. Just like
hey, where you going? Get your fat ass back here.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, over in the woods you just hear a bunch of grunting dudes like, I know.
This is unnecessary.
I know.
Road that he once had a nightmare about.
You're the one who called me a lot
lizard.
lizard.
Always felt weird about it and would normally completely refuse to go there.
I didn't call you that. The creepy metaphorical trucker guy called you that. Or hypothetical trucker.
Hypothetical trucker guy.
Yeah.
So says you. Oh God. Anyway.
Not want to go there either. But at this point, I remember I was just groaning in pain. If you ask Jordan about this story, he says that he literally felt like I was in labor and he was taking me to a hospital. And I didn't want to alarm him or anything, but I had to tell him the truth, so I kept telling him that I couldn't hold it any longer. And he was just like, what do you mean you can't hold it? It was so embarrassing.
I was gonna say, yeah, she's in labor. She's gonna deliver a mud baby.
Ooh.
I think it really surprised him how dramatic the situation seemed. He said it felt like a life or death situation.
It is a life or death situation.
I
would've
agree.
been like, hey, buddy, it's either the creepy rest stop or your passenger car seat. You decide. I mean, at that point, I would have taken a roadside bush.
Every time
I would
asked,
have.
Jordan would say,
Well, it's easier for dudes instead of ladies. I will admit that 100%. So yeah, I would have easily taken the bush. Just like make it rain. But yeah.
I can only drive so fast
Well,
without
then
breaking
if
the
you're
speed
having
limit.
poop, that's a different thing.
Well, no, if you're okay, yeah, that it's even playing field. Yeah, but
And it's gonna suck either way because what are you gonna wipe with after?
I was gonna say is like, do we have any napkins from like a McDonald's that you stopped at earlier? Okay, that'll do. That'd be the only thing, literally.
He kept looking over concerned as I was just huddled over by the car window just breathing deeply. But we did make it to the stop, and okay, it really does look creepy at night. Like, normally I feel like I wouldn't want to stop in a place like that either, but in that moment it was all I wanted, so I just ran straight out of the car with no hesitation. On top of that, I didn't even think to check the bathroom signs, so I ran straight into the men's bathroom.
No.
But there was no one there anyway. It was like 10 at night in the middle of nowhere. Or at least I thought there was no one else there.
Why does this sound so ominous?
Oh
Apparently,
no!
when Jordan was waiting in the car, he noticed that there was another car parked off the road in the darkness, and he could see that there was one person just standing next to the car. I didn't notice them at all until I got back into the car and Jordan told me. I don't know what they were doing out there in the dark, but it looks like they were waiting for someone, which is really creepy, and we were glad to be driving away from that area.
Yeah, say probably. Well, this is in Australia, so he's probably like, "Oh, don't worry, mate. I'm just waiting for my weed dealer." He's probably just there waiting for his weed dealer. He's like, "Oi, you the weed dealer? Say you'd be in a red sedan." "No, all right. Well, have a good night."
It's probably like sitting there like when they pulled up, it's like, oh, that must be the weed dealer, and then he sees like some girl just like sprint out into the bathroom, and he's like, oh, maybe not.
He goes, "Hey, mate. I think she had to take a shit."
Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah, mate. Tell you the truth, it's all paramount. Beyond that, though, I wonder if she's going to tell this in a funny story in the future. Yeah, I think I'm creepy because I'm just standing here beside my car. Yeah, well, we'll see in the future. All of a sudden, that one random Australian dude watches this. He's just like, "Oh, that was me." Wait, they thought I was creepy? Ah, come on now.
In the middle.
I just wanted to see something real quick. Sorry.
What's up?
1 second. Okay.
Okay.
I'm good.
Middle of nowhere survivor, I commend your bravery and fortitude. This is exactly why I'm a firm believer of peeing at least 3 times before embarking on a long car ride.
Emmy and I had a lot of fun making these videos. It was an idea that we've wanted to do together for a while. And this video was only one part of the collab. If you want to see the other part, go check out the video we did over on Emmy's channel where I told a bonus embarrassing story. And if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to subscribe to my channel for more stories from me. Also, we've still got Wolpichu and Sweeta plushies available on my merch store. If you'd like to get your own, the link is in the description. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye!
Bye, Wolfie. That was adorably cute and kind of terrifying. So yeah,
Her voice is ridiculously cute.
yes, it is.
She sounds like a little anime character.
She does. She sounds like a little chibi character or something like that. I wonder if she's ever done a face reveal or anything like that. Probably not. A lot of YouTubers are very, private with it. Oh, but she made a VTuber of herself. That's cool. Oh wait.
What would you call Canada?
Oh. Okay, yeah, there's Didas. Dang. Where's I wonder where Oh, she's from Australia, so she's from Oz. Alright. Cool. Interesting.
She doesn't sound Australian.
Well, I mean, it's the accent. Oh, alright. Interesting. So, I know that, you know who else is Australian? And I bet you didn't know it?
Who?
Ross from Scribble Showdown?
Oh, yeah, I knew that.
Well, yeah. But he doesn't have an accent.
Yeah, but he's... Well, I mean, you can tell, like, every once in a while, depending on, like, how excited he got, like, his accent popped back up a little bit. Like, you can tell he used to have an accent.
Well, again, it's I
And
think
he's just been in America long enough that it's kind of gone away.
I think Ross he calls it the universal like plain English accent, universal like plain English accent. There's no like real inflection or anything like that. Okay, I know what that means. So we're gonna have to
Time
end
to
it
feed
here.
my cat.
Yeah, time to feed a kitty cat. So hopefully you all enjoyed. If you want to see more from Wolfie Chew, be sure to click her name in the title of the video. Also, Emery Chew's name will be down there too, so you can click either one of them and go to their channels and enjoy their content. So until next time, everyone. Signing off. I'm Nate.
I am Nick.
We'll see you then, everybody. Peace out.
Check it out. I got good. Check